Customers will see changes at the bank's main plaza in the name of safety. The area will be age restricted starting at 10 o'clock on both Friday and Saturday nights.
So this announcement comes 1 week after a shooting injured a man at a separate area at the banks. WCPO 9 News reporter Connor Steffen is joining us live. Connor, many business owners at the banks really wanted this change.
Tanya, they see this as a necessary safety measure to take, and the intended goal here is to provide a more controlled environment for both businesses and patrons, specifically during those high traffic nightlife hours. The signs of change point everywhere at the banks.
It'll just make people feel more secure.
As businesses tighten up safety measures. Starting Friday night, new age restrictions are coming to this public plaza between Joe Nuxall Way and Walnut. Only those 21 and older will be allowed to enter between 10 at night and 2 in the morning on Fridays and Saturdays.
The intent is to really ensure that folks that are coming down have a fun, safe, vibrant environment.
The banks will use a private security detail to enforce the changes through ID checkpoints. The total cost is estimated to be around $250,000.
So we've been working behind the scenes as hard as we could to make this happen.
Holy Grail owner Jim Mooring says talks surrounding the policy have been ongoing for years.
It's just an added layer of protection for our customers. The frustrating part with these kids is they are not our customers. They don't pretend to be our customers, don't want to be our customers.
Since January of 2022, the banks has seen 15 shootings, including this one that happened on Saturday outside the new security perimeter. Cincinnati Police Chief Tracey Schwegmann says private details will afford her officers more manpower.
That will allow us to hopefully use our resources more on the perimeter and concentrate on other areas like Smale Park and the things outside of the restricted area.
Do you think this policy will make the public plaza safer?
Yeah, it's way overdue. They needed to do it.
Dan Norsch lives in an apartment above the plaza. He says from time to time, he can see young people cause trouble right from his living room window.
It's just intimidating. These kids cluster in 20 to 30 in a pack. Sometimes they fight amongst each other.
He hopes these signs are a sign of a safer summer for him and others at the banks. Now, the bank says that this policy will last at least through the summer. At that point, stakeholders will gather to evaluate how effective it was.
Okay, Connor, but how does this policy, and does it at all, impact Great American Ballpark?
Yeah, Tanya, we've gotten a lot of questions about that today. Here's what I can tell you. There's a lot of concern specifically about those times when during Reds games there will be people exiting at night. Will that infect congestion? Will that also have an impact on those attending games who are under 21 years old? We've been told by the banks not to worry. They are collaborating with the Cincinnati Reds to make sure that everyone exiting the game has a way out.
Thank you so much, Connor. We appreciate it.
So we wanted to provide a little bit more context, though, about what's going on here and the amount of violence, particularly gunfire, down at the banks. And the reality is shootings don't really occur in the plaza.
So we took a look at shooting data since January of 2022. In roughly 3 years, there were 15 shootings reported at the banks. You see those two red dots? Those are shootings that turned fatal. Most happen halfway between Great American Ballpark and Paycor Stadium, which is actually outside of this area of the curfew that we just discussed. 6 of the 15 happen after 2 a.m. That's after the curfew would be in place. The businesses are now introducing that curfew, of course, and we're going to be out at the banks when this new policy goes into effect. So you should look for an update tonight after the NFL draft.